Hey, well, good afternoon. My name's Steve Bland. I'm the CEO of Metro Transit Authority here in Nashville, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome everyone to the ribbon cutting on the first shelter in our 100 shelter program. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge the presence of a couple of dignitaries. Very pleased to have with us Council Lady Edith Langster, who we are very proud to have accompanied on her first bus ride in 30 years. So, Edith, Eric Byer from our staff's been working on this for years. We're glad that it was finally able to come about. And really especially delighted to welcome former Mayor Bill Purcell to the proceedings. Certainly an active leader in public transit in this community for a number of years, and very pleased to have you with us, Mayor. This project obviously would not have been possible without the leadership of Mayor Dean, also the Metro Council, which has been very supportive of public transportation in general, this project specifically, and clearly the Metro Transit Authority Board of Directors, who I've been in the business, I was counting it up now, more than 30 years, and really one of the top mayors, one of the top boards of directors I've ever had the privilege to work with. I want to welcome today a couple of our Metro Transit Authority board members. Freddie O'Connell, who also joined with us yesterday in kicking off the public process in our strategic plan, and also very pleased to introduce directly my boss, Chair of the Metro Transit Authority Board, Marion Ott. Marion?
Well, it's a great day for Nashville and for the MTA. It's another important time for transit here. And I'm just going to reminisce for a moment because Mayor Purcell is here. He and I started this together when I first joined the MTA board, and Mayor Purcell was our new mayor. Our buses, well, I think most of them could get antique plates. And so under his leadership, we really were able to upgrade our system a lot. And that really formed the basis for now what's happened in the last 7, almost 8 years. So we are really, really thrilled to have two great mayors that have been big supporters of transit. And it is with the leadership of Mayor Dean and with the council that now we'll be able to install 100 new shelters. And this will double the number of bus shelters in the MTA network. As a bus rider, Mayor Dean certainly knows how important bus shelters are. We look forward to making the ride more comfortable for our existing riders and, of course, obviously attracting additional riders. Since Mayor Dean has become mayor, Metro subsidy for operating support for the MTA has more than doubled, 104%, we counted it up. And by the way, we really like that doubling idea, hint, hint. But with that funding, we've been able to do quite a bit of things. We've introduced the 21 University Connector, which serves Fisk, TSU, Meharry, and then other universities on the other side of town. We've implemented Bus Rapid Transit or Bus Rapid Transit Light on Gallatin Road and Murfreesboro Road. And last week, the same service started on Charlotte, and we hope to add it again, another corridor, Nolensville Road, next fall. We've also increased the service frequency on many of our routes, and that's really the workhorse of the system. Also, during Mayor Dean's term, we have started 3 downtown circulators, and they now run 7 days a week. Close to my heart, we've been able to maintain the commitment for those people that are physically unable to use the MTA bus. So no matter where you live in the county, you do have access to public transportation. And just this year, with Mayor Dean's leadership, we started the STRIDE program, which enables all Metro high school students to ride the MTA buses for free. So this means they have more school choices and also a bit better ability to participate in all those extracurricular activities. So with such strong improvements and a strong champion, we are well on our way to another ridership milestone this year. We expect to hit 11 million riders. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you somebody who's one of, well, several of those 11 million trips, and that's Mr. Edward Perkins.
Good morning. I just want to say that this is an honor to be here this evening. Just want to let everyone know that I am a bus rider, and I take great pride and dignity in doing that. And there are so many people that really depend on the bus. And with the pride and dignity and the respect that the bus drivers do give, it makes it more of a pleasure to be able to do that. Going to work or wherever you're going to, just knowing that we have that, it's a wonderful thing. And we are very grateful, and thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins, and we certainly hope that you enjoyed this shelter and many others on our system. And by the way, thank you for the nice comments about our bus operators. We really think that they're also a really key part of what makes our system so great. So now I would like to introduce you to our city's strongest transit supporter and champion. He's the reason we're celebrating today. And without further ado, Mayor Dean.
Well, thank you, Marion, and thank you all for being here. And I want to thank specifically your work as the director of MTA. You've done a great job, and I agree with Steve that it is a great board. Like Marion and many others here today, I'm a regular bus rider. I took the bus to work today, and then I had the great good fortune of taking the bus here this afternoon, and I got to sit next to Edith, which was, icing on the cake. So. Bill, it's good to see you here. It's good to have Freddie O'Connell here from the board. And thank you, Mr. Perkins, for your good, kind remarks about Nashville and the bus system. I've ridden buses all over the city. I've ridden almost every one of our major routes. And something I learned from bus riding is that we need more bus shelters. And that need becomes especially apparent when we go through winters like we just did. At too many stops, people are standing on the side of the road with nothing more than a bus stop on a metal pole. And that's why I put $1 million in last year's capital spending program to provide 100 new bus shelters. And I'm so proud that the council supported that. And today we're unveiling the first one. And Steve, I would note that this is better than the bus shelter at my stop. And I'd like to see some balloons at mine too. I'm proud that it is in this area because great things are happening right here. Less than a mile away is the newly renovated North Branch Library, which has celebrated its 100th anniversary in February. It's one of the few libraries built by philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. And just around the corner is Jones Padea Elementary School, where students are challenged daily to think critically and creatively to come up with solutions to real-world problems. This is a great neighborhood, and it's a neighborhood that is full of transit riders. And that's why we chose to start here with the first new bus shelter. Soon, 99 more shelters will be installed in all corners of the city. We'll have shelters on every major corridor. Once they're complete, we'll have more than doubled the number of traditional bus shelters in Nashville. And 2/3 of MTA bus riders will be protected by a roof while they're waiting for their bus. Their experience taking the bus will be safer, more comfortable, and more pleasant. And I believe that people who have never taken the bus before, attracted by the opportunity to board from a shelter, will become regular riders. Now, these new shelters are part of our ongoing work to expand transit options in Nashville. In addition to the BRT light services on Murfreesboro and Gallatin, as Marion said, the MTA recently launched a new service on Charlotte Pike, and we're working on one for Nolensville Road. They're adding transit signal priority technology to the Murfreesboro Pike lines, which means the BRT vehicles will be less likely to get stuck at red lights and can get people where they need to be quicker. And they're partnering with Public Works to improve the corridor, not just for transit, but for pedestrians and drivers too. The MTA is adding zero-emission electric buses to the Music City Circuit, our free downtown circulator routes, and they're undergoing a community-wide strategic planning process that will help chart the future course of transit in Nashville. They want to reach 10,000 Nashvillians, and I hope everyone will participate. So this is a big moment. I want to recognize Sharon Hurt, who's here, who's a great champion for North Nashville. And we're about to cut the ribbon on this new shelter and get a big kickoff to the installation of the new bus shelters all over our city.